Hey guys, welcome to Shades Tube, and thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight on my Shades Tube Late Night Owls Talk Time. Again, welcome to the live. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. And let me see if there's anybody over here. Not yet. So as people come in, I will say hey to them as well. Let's go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and part of it is scrolling across that little banner right there. All right, guys, if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a thumbs up, to show me that you like it. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. And if you want to show additional support for the channel, you can do that by doing a super sticker, super chat, or you can get yourself a membership for $4.99, or either you can do a cash app donation to $Shades2. All right, let me get my gum, y'all, and put it on the side of my mouth. My tongue. I do not want to bite my tongue. I'm trying to heal it. But if I keep on biting it, when I'm talking on this live, it's not going to be healed. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you what, the trick to that is get a piece of gum and put it underneath your teeth and hold it there. Okay? And then you want to bite your tongue. And you do it, the gum is acting as a little cushion, so you won't bite it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do bite it, you don't hurt it. Okay, so anyway, hey Jermaine, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here tonight. Let me go ahead and get this guys real quick. Let me turn this music down as well. That's too loud. I hope you guys are having a good night. Make sure y'all get y'all something to drink, a relaxing chair or bed or whatever. If you are at work, continue to do your job and check me out on the down low and don't get caught. Okay? And let's go ahead and put everything up and take Jermaine's comment down. My damn tongue is actually hurting. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with this live, guys. We got a lot of stuff in store tonight. I'm going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony, all of these narratives and all this lying going on. We are going to show some real facts tonight. Also, I have a follow-up on the lady who called the little 5-year-old the N-word. And we're going to be have an update regarding Shannon Sharpe, Lil Durk. And I told you earlier, I have a story about the cop who got ran over and unalive by a dad who his son was shot in the back by a cop. So I don't know if it's the same cop or not. So we're going to talk about that and the robot that went crazy. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. 1 second. Let me go ahead and get everything situated. And then we are going to get this show on the road. Hold on. Let me turn my thing down. Can't get that gum stick. Okay, let's see. First thing first, we are going to go ahead and update you guys on Shannon Sharpe. So anyway, you guys already know all about Shannon Sharpe and his allegations of rape and sexual assault and battery and I think something else, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly anyway. So we're going to talk about him real quick, and then we're going to move into Lil Durk, and then we're just going to keep on going down the line, okay? So let's go ahead and do Shannon Sharpe first. Okay. So Shannon Sharpe's ex, Michelle Evans, is praying for his latest rape accuser, and she is worried for her safety. All right. So let's see what she's talking about. So in an exclusive video interview with the U.S. Sun, Evans opened up about her own accusations of rape against Sharpe, who is 56, and sent a message to his latest accuser, who filed a lawsuit against the ESPN star in Nevada under the name Jane Doe. So this is Michelle right here, you guys, right here. I'm gonna let y'all see Michelle. Wait, hold on. This is Michelle. Wait. Okay. All right. Anyway, so this is Shannon right here back in 2002. Wait, hold on. This is him back in 2002. So anyway, and this is him now. Wait, I'm trying to find the dang mouse. Okay. Anyway, Evans, 53, who met Sharpe when she was a local TV sports reporter in Denver, says she's concerned for Doe's safety after Sharpe's team revealed her identity. Now, speaking on camera to Doe, she said, "I pray for you. I have been there. I have been dealing with this for about 15 years, so I know what you are going through. I am sorry that he doxed you. It sounds horrible." Then she added, "But I'm very happy that you have proof." Now, according to NBC News, Sharpe's legal team says Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, has a recording of one of the incidents for which she is suing. What? Evans says she was horrified when she learned the former Denver Broncos star lawyer had named his much younger accuser. She said, "Oh my God, this young woman, I was horrified when I saw that because of what had happened to me. Why would you do it? There's a reason papers and reporters don't mention the names of sexual assault victims. And because I have been going through this case with him, he knows what it did to me." Now, in the aftermath of her own alleged rape by the NFL star in 2010, which was made public after she filed for a restraining order against him, Evans said she believes Sharpe had doxed her address. She said, "I probably put too much stuff there, but he knew what it did to me. He knows it. He can't deny it. It's in black and white on my case. He knows what it did to me, and he goes and does it to her. Not only her full name, but then her OnlyFans account. I worry for her safety. I really worry for her safety. And I can't believe he had the audacity to publicly name Doe." Now, Evans also says she doesn't think she needs to warn anyone about getting into a relationship with Sharpe. She said, "I don't think I should even have to warn anybody. I think there's enough that comes out that you should be able to make a decision that it might not be the wisest thing to do." However, she added, she understands how women have gotten involved with Sharpe in the first place. I don't. She said, "There are good things about him. You don't stay with somebody for as long as I did with Shannon because it's all bad. So you got to watch that charm. That charm will get you." Now, as the U.S. Sun previously reported, Evans is involved in her own lawsuit against Sharpe, which she filed in 2023 for defamation. Evans says she dated the Denver Broncos star turned sportscaster for nearly a decade after meeting him in 2002 while working as a local TV sports reporter. She said, "We met in the press room at the Broncos in April of 2002, but we did not start dating until we met at the club Blue 67 in Denver. He started pursuing me pretty heavily. Okay. Evans claims that their relationship lasted several years and was open, but not without challenges. She said everything came to a dramatic end back in 2010. So, in a lawsuit filed on December the 20th of 2023, a New York Supreme Court, Evans described a confrontation in 2010 as the biggest argument that we ever got in. Evans alleged he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me, and he wanted to have X. And I told him no. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his you know what in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put it on the bed. He put me on the bed. And this was all a struggle. She said, I had said no, and I kept saying no. So it was the hardest thing. Yeah, this is just too hard, she said, her voice shaking as she recounted the alleged incident. And she was visibly upset. Evans stated that she initially had no intentions of going to the authorities or reporting the incident to the police. However, as she claimed in her 2023 lawsuit, Sharpe allegedly threatened her to keep her silent. He started coming at me saying that if I told anyone, he would use everyone he knows to ruin me, which he basically has. Evans alleged that the incident Sharpe started making, Evans alleged after the incident, Sharpe started making threats against her, and she eventually decided to take out a restraining order. In her 2010 restraining order, Evans alleged Sharpe forced her to have X with him. He repeatedly calls and threatens her life. Sharpe places Evans under surveillance and calls to say he is watching. All right. When asked for comment for this story, Sharpe's team referenced a statement his attorney, Michelle Schuster, released last week. It should be of no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodwork to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship. In many cases, those stories or accusations are nothing more than old news, fanciful exaggerations, or sometimes blatant misrepresentations of facts. This is obviously purposeful, designed to create a fabricated narrative. This is exactly what is happening to Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. Sadly, Miss Evans became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint of her own that is completely devoid of merit. Okay, so now let's see here what they got going on here. So they're basically now just going over the current lawsuit, which we're not going to go back over that. But anyway, I guess this is her back then. Let's see. I think this is her back then, back in 2002, when she first met Shannon, and they started their decade-long relationship, allegedly. Okay. So let's see what some of these comments are saying. Okay, hello, it's me. He said he has ugly taste in women. He's not too nice looking himself. Okay, so that's what hello, it's me said. I need to thumbs that up. Okay. Anyway, somebody else said laughing my ass off. And then Jerome came up here and said, and that statement right there is why all these brothers date white women or other races. Shannon, T.O., Chad, etc. All are on record stating that black women call them names in school, anything from being skinny, big teeth, black, and mush mouth, as Shannon stated. If you ladies never was attracted to these guys, why do you care who they date? The thing is, I don't really think that some of these ladies care. They're just talking because he's in the news. No one cares, honestly. And stop using these excuses for dating white women. You date white women because you want to. Okay, period. And it is what it is. So, like in Shannon's case, when something happens, don't start running to the black people or women, thinking we're gonna take up for you. You're gonna use stupid excuses for dating white women. You should say, I'm dating a white woman because I found one and she was attractive, and that's what I date, and that's my preference. That's it. Nothing more. So you stop dating black women because black women say you ugly. Like white women don't say the same thing. See, if it wasn't for the money, the white women wouldn't even be dating some of these people at all. Because attraction, has to be there. But some people, even if you're ugly as hell, as long as you got that money, that's the attraction. That's why as soon as something happens or they don't get their way, then they go out and do what's happening to Shannon Sharpe right now. All right. So go ahead and date whoever you want to. No one cares. But it's not cool to say that's the reason black men date white women. Okay. Because you should be saying it's just their preference. Because see, if I were to say all black women date white men because certain things that we see in black men, then you guys will be mad. All right. So you guys shouldn't say that because just like you guys see flaws in some black women, we also see flaws in some black men. You understand what I'm saying? It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. And you do hear some black women say they're not going to date a black man because he don't work, all sorts of things. Okay, well, y'all shouldn't do that. It's not a good look. Just say you choose to date a white woman or a black or a white man because that's what you like. Okay, point blank, that's what you like. Don't put down the entire race because of the women or men you came in contact with that was a piece of shit. It doesn't apply to every black woman or every black man. Point blank. He definitely is a complete mess. Right, right. That's right. That is true. And then everybody got their own taste. Just because one black woman or two or three say you are ugly, so what? Then move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Because look, everybody's taste is exactly how they see it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may think you ugly, the next person may think you look good. So I mean, so this for this dude to use that as an excuse is just plainly sad. Somebody said women know why these guys date out. For example, there's no black girl that would talk to Travis Hunter. Who is Travis Hunter? And then Greg or Gigo or whatever said what I say. I think before we post certain comments, we should all look in the mirror first. I know that's right. But a lot of these people don't use their real profile pictures. So they clearly, you know, they're not just showing you who they really are. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely flaws in everybody, of every race, for real. Let's see what else we got here. Somebody said he did it to himself. He's damn near 60 and been around the block. Shannon had to know he was walking into a honey trap. Okay. And I mean, I said the same thing. These men dating these women that can be their kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you clearly know what they want. I mean, what else could they possibly want other than money? Because you're old as crap, very old in comparison to her. So you know good and damn well what she wants. All right. So I don't know why people be playing like they don't know what's up. When that money run out, then they run out. When that money start going down, and they will start getting away from you, point blank, because that's what they want. They want that money. And some people will do whatever it takes to get it. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you're 100, they will still date you and marry you It's better when you're 180 and 90 because then they don't have to worry about having too much SCX with you. Those are probably the easiest people to date. An 80-year-old man, a 90-year-old man, because he's not going to want to do that much, but yet you just be nice to him, then he's going to give you that money. So a lot of young women or younger women, they definitely, some of them do that for that reason. And so these men should know that because they're hooking up with them for the XCX reason. So, you put out what you get what you put out. You know what I'm saying? If you are into games and, talking to people because you just want only one thing, hey, you're probably going to attract the people that are looking for only one thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trip. But anyway, that's what Michelle said. And I think that's it with the Shannon Sharpe update. So if I get anything else on him, I'll let you guys know. And so let's go ahead and move into the next person. All right. And so the next person is Lil Durk. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the we're gonna go ahead and do the update for him. Okay, let's do Lil Durk. Hold on, y'all. I made a mistake and deleted that. Okay, let's do Lil Durk real quick. Okay, so with Lil Durk, let's get his information. Let me take him out first. Okay, so I won't repeat his stuff. Let me find Lil Durk first, guys. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, so anyway, Lil Durk's lawyer, Drew Filing, clarifies some misinformation in Lil Durk's case. Okay, so let's listen to this carefully. Okay, so anyway, Lil Durk's upcoming murder for hire trial is set for October the 14th, 2025. And y'all know I will be covering that as well. The Chicago rapper has hired popular attorney Drew Filing to represent him in that case. Now, if convicted, Lil Durk could get life imprisonment. Okay. Anyway, attorney Filing sat down with Vlad TV in an interview released this week to clear up a variety of misinformation regarding the rap star's federal case. Now, Drew is a prominent figure in high-profile criminal defense. 50 Cent, who is a client of Drew, has praised his legal skills on social media. Now, while speaking with Vlad TV, Drew cleared up the misinformation that Lil Durk has an unreleased song that features an audio of rapper Quando Rondo screaming after the unaliving of his cousin. Rondo was in the car that was shot multiple times in LA that took his cousin, would be a victim after being shot several times. Okay. Attorney Drew would inform to Vlad that the song is nothing more than a rumor. Fake, he said when asked about the possible track. Now, according to Drew, the prosecution is relying on circumstantial evidence. Lyrics, Instagram captions, and digital posts have become focal points of the case. The attorney warned that leaning on such material threatens to erode the protections of the First Amendment. DJ Vlad and Drew explored how prosecutors are increasingly weaponizing rap music in criminal trials. They questioned the fairness of treating metaphors and storytelling as factual declarations. The attorney stressed that lyrics are often just dramatizations and rarely reflect literal intent. Treating them otherwise, he argued, could set a perilous precedent for any artist who uses narrative as a form of self expression. The interview also examined how prosecutors are interpreting social media activity as incriminating. Finland pushed back, noting that online statements stripped of context can distort meaning. He cautioned that courts must tread carefully when evaluating internet content, especially in cases involving artists with public personas that blur the line between performance and reality. As you guys know, and if you don't know, a bond hearing is set for May the 8th in LA. This marks the rapper's second attempt at bond after being denied shortly following his arrest in December 2024. As the trial nears, Attorney Drew continues to challenge the validity of the evidence and narrative presented. All right? So there you go. He's basically saying that those rap lyrics should not be used in a court of law because a lot of times these people are just telling stories about stuff, making up stuff, to sell music, And he said that Lil Durk's music is not a reflection of anything that he has done or he's planning to do or anything. He was just making music, point blank. And he also said that, people online, edited and did some things, wrote posts and that they should not be looking at that because they do not understand, they don't know the contents. I think it's the content or context of the actual post. Okay, so he said that's not right. Okay, let's read a couple of these comments. We're just gonna read like two. Okay, somebody said, all that said, the streets know. I hope these fools learn to stop snitching in their music. Okay, I agree. And so somebody said, I really don't understand why Vlad did not ask him about OTF Jam wearing a wire. They never ask the questions that you want them to ask. All right? They never do. Somebody said, I don't hear anyone saying anything about this. It's crazy. A lot of people are talking about this. I mean, so much stuff is happening. So, this case right here may be overlooked at times, but I know I talked about it many times, and some other people have too. So you guys just have to, just search around, YouTube, TikTok, and you can hear about it. As a matter of fact, let's look and see what they're saying on TikTok about Lil Durk. All right, so hold on for 1 second. Let me see. Let's see what they're saying. So he claims that some critical evidence was dropped. And so I know this is probably a lie. Okay. I'm talking about the one that said Lil Durk just confessed on a prison phone call. With the AI and stuff, guys, a lot of these phone calls do not believe them. So let's see what this guy right here is talking about, okay? He seems more... Wait, y'all. Let me do this. Present, share screen. Okay. I forgot to do it. Let's do this one.
The federal prosecutors did a full-on press on Lil Durk. They announced they're indicting Lil Durk on another charge. On May 1st, 2025, the grand jury returned a second superseding indictment charging defendant Banks and his co-conspirators with crimes arising from the August 2022 murder of SR, which is Lil Pop, including an additional charge of stalking resulting in death. Defendant Banks has presented a false narrative that he is being prosecuted and detained because of his violent lyrics. This claim is and has always been baseless. The SSI contains no allegations about defendant's lyrics. Instead, just like every iteration of the indictment before it, the SSI contains significant allegations that shows defendant alleged role in the execution-style murder of SR on a busy street corner in Los Angeles. These allegations and the other evidence the court considered during defendant's December 2024 detention hearing leave no doubt that defendant is an ongoing danger to witness and the community and a flight risk.
Wow.
He should remain detained pending trial. Maybe not Powell. Montgomery is the dumbest. So Montgomery and Powell waited in the parking lot in their black Chrysler, waited for Stephen Mack to walk past him to go to his vehicle. Once his back is turned, they hopped out and killed him. So after they killed him, they have a vehicle parked, by the way, right? They hopped out the vehicle to do it. The vehicle is parked. These two dudes left the vehicle parked, panicked, and ran off after committing a murder. Not drive off, ran off on foot.
Wow.
Once they got a few blocks down the way, right, they got away. Montgomery realized he left his phone in the vehicle that they hopped out of to commit the murder.
Oh my God.
My gosh.
This nigga is dumb. Y'all niggas are 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 dumb.
It'd be a song.
And they distributed the video to a lot of people, including Durk. Here's the filming of the music video. And you know who was in that music video? You know who Lil Durk put in the music video front row? He put Anthony Montgomery, the alleged killer of Stephen Mack. And you see Lil Durk circled in the middle and Montgomery is circled on your left. So you got lyrics that are expected or suspected to be about Stephen Mack, and then you have Stephen Mack.
Yeah, I don't think he getting out.
That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Let me stop this real quick.
Federal prosecutors.
So let's see. Somebody said maybe they did not panic. Maybe leaving the car was the plan. That's a crazy plan, though. I think they did panic, just like this other person said right here. That's kind of weird. And then you leave the phone. Okay, I don't think that was planned. Somebody else said they dropped the other charges and changed it to stalking. It still can get him life, but they dropped the higher for murder. The shit he talking about. Durk not charged for the murder in Chicago. Cap. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I have to look it up to see. Let's see what other people are saying right here. So a lot of people say he's still, about the new charge. Let's see. So I know this is not true right here. Let's just see what this says, though, because I'm just curious.
We miss the out of you out here, bro. How you been?
I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually. I've been on top of my
A jail call between Lil Durk and DJ Academics just leaked, and fans think Durk might have admitted to murder. And there's a reason they believe it. Right after that call, prosecutors dropped a new bombshell that could flip his entire case. Durk made some shocking revelations on that line, and they might change everything. Let's get into it. The jail call. On April 28, 2025, in the midst of his ongoing legal battle, Lil Durk made a remarkable and unexpected public appearance, not in person, but through a phone call to DJ Academics during a live stream. This rare moment of direct communication from behind bars instantly captured the attention of fans and media alike, offering a glimpse into Durk's mindset while incarcerated.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed, bro. I just been focused on life, my family and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn how to speak Arabic again.
During the call, Durk expressed that he was maintaining his mental and spiritual well-being despite his circumstances. He told Academics, "I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually, I've been on top of I'll be back out there, you hear me?" This positive outlook, delivered with apparent confidence, stood in stark contrast to the gravity of the charges he faces. The call revealed that Durk has been using his time in custody constructively, learning Arabic, and even helping other inmates convert to Islam, showing a focus on spiritual growth during his confinement. When Academics inquired about whether he was taking formal classes, Durk explained.
No, it's a couple guys that don't speak Arabic fluently, so I'm just learning the different words and tighten up my Arabic, just getting my knowledge together.
This exchange revealed much about Durk's approach to his incarceration. Rather than surrendering to despair, he appears to be using this time for personal development and spiritual exploration. This focus on growth and learning suggests a resilience that has resonated strongly with his fan base. Academics responded with visible support during the conversation,
we're gonna talk about
mentioning that hip-hop misses Durk and wishing him.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that as soon as I get through with Lil Durk. Okay, I just read your comment. Okay.
Well, this interaction shows the strong backing Durk continues to receive from influential figures in the music industry, even as he faces serious legal jeopardy. The reaction to this call was immediate and widespread. On social media platforms, hashtags like #FreeDurk and #FreeTheVoice trended, with fans expressing solidarity and hope for his release. This outpouring of support demonstrated.
We missed the out of you out here, bro. How you been?
I thought very seriously that he was up there confessing in a call from jail. Let's see if we can hear that call. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know how you spell this man's name. Well, I know I just spelled his name wrong. Let's see. It's the same shit. Let's see. Is this it right here? Let's see if this is it right here.
Yo.
What's up, bro?
Let's listen to that real quick, y'all.
What's cracking with you?
Let's listen to that.
Tell me what you got going.
Man, I've been chilling, man. We missed the fuck out of you out here, bro. How you been?
I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually. I've been on top of my shit. I'll be back out there, you hear me?
Man, we can't wait, bro. We've been praying for you.
Oh, thank you. I need all the prayers. I appreciate you. I was telling him, I'm like, I thought you told you I didn't want to talk to you. I'm like, no, I ain't said that. I just haven't been calling nobody like that.
Yeah, nah, man. Listen, we all understand.
I'm going to mute mine, put it on yours so that they can hear it. The audio's better on your end.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
unmute your mic on the live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Smirk, man. 100%. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, Smirk.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the whole hip hop waiting for you, man. I think we miss your presence. I know we locked in, and I seen what type of spiritual journey you was on. So like, I'm hoping you keep that up, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed, bro. I just been focused on life, my family and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn how to speak Arabic again.
Wait, how you learn that? Like, how do you get to learn that? You got classes?
You said I can't hear you.
Do they got classes for that? Or you just...
No, it's a couple guys there that know how to speak Arabic fluently. So I'm just learning the different words and tighten up my Arabic, just getting my knowledge together for real. I ain't really on too much of nothing, bro. I don't even be thinking about the outside.
Really? Man,
yeah, I'll be
I see your father, like, he was speaking about
you. This stuff sounds like him.
He brought me back to the conversation we had.
Oh, it's already up.
Get it from, man. Like, your father's a stand-up.
Y'all hear it pretty good?
Yeah, that's my wisdom right there. He be on point. Love him to death. What you been working on? What you got going?
Man, just hip hop is hip hop. Just did like some Kanye interview not too long ago, but man, this shit boring out here without you, bro.
Yeah, I'm really, I got a lot of stuff going on, bro. I ain't really too much focused on too much stuff that is like negative no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
I feel you on that. We was bumping your album over here. How was even releasing that from where you at right now? Cause your fans love you.
Honestly, I ain't heard it.
Really?
Nah, they was telling me about the few songs, and they'd tell me to call back. I wouldn't call them back like that. But they was keeping me updated. But I ain't heard nothing. This is like a box of hell. We don't get no news, no talk, no nothing. If you don't call or somebody says to you on the computer, it's a wrap.
Yeah. I remember. Who reached out to me? Duty Low hit me. It was just like, yo, send me an email. I'm gonna give it a smirk. And I was like, yo, definitely. I just wanted to kind of see like if you were in good spirits. So that's why I'm glad you on here now.
Yeah, I'm always in good spirits, bro. I be in my box. I don't really too much be talking to everybody or trying to be like in everybody's business or how everybody in my business. I really just been chilling. But I always say my. This call is from a federal prison. I always say my love out to everybody who who I fuck with and who I be talking to and rocking with. But other than that, I just reach for myself.
How the fam been?
The family?
Yeah.
My family good. I talk to them. It's the only people I talk to is just the family and my lawyer for real. Just keep my spirits up, keep my energy pure.
How's your relationship with your family now that you're in there? Is it closer?
Huh? What you mean?
Like, are you closer with your family as far as your relationship? Being up in there talking to them every day?
I don't get what you're saying. You saying like if I'm close to my family?
Yeah, like now with all that's going on, has it brought you guys closer?
I always been close to my family. I'm a family man.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
The man must be asleep.
I've been, man. I know y'all was just wondering about your mental, man. I just saw you on this journey, and I seen how like even there's a few times you hit me up and you were just like, yo, Ak, I'm just checking on you. That meant a lot to me. It wasn't even like nothing crazy going on, but you were just like, yo, Ak, I'm just trying to make sure you're good. I'm checking up on you. That told me a lot about your character and like really just you were in a really positive space, man. And
yeah, ain't nothing changed. I just don't be. I ain't no follower, bro. I ain't just too much in tune with the industry drama and all that shit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I'll come on like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vice versa.
That's what's up.
You still talk to me if they don't like me. It don't matter. But I ain't really been too much focused on that type of shit anyway.
Okay.
What's a regular day like? Because I know you getting in touch with your spirituality, your religion, and everything, but like everybody's wondering like, man, I wonder what he's going through on a daily.
So I talk to my family, to my wife, 24/7.
Oh yeah, he is married. Okay.
Just prayer, learning Arabic. I've been in these books heavy, just read up on the history and just everything. I don't really be walking around talking and playing and doing none of that. We'll play basketball, but I always try to stay focused and busy. That's why I don't really talk to the outside of the family, because I don't want to hear all the extra shit, the bullshit, the drama, the shit.
What? Wait.
Hey, I know you cooking them niggas and balling there, man. I know you was nice. You was nice out here. Don't tell me you lost the skills on you. I know you cooking.
I'm like 50 and 4.
What y'all running? 1v1s, 2v2s? Like 5v5s?
2v2s. No, 2v2s. I'm done. You my ankle gave out.
Oh, nah.
Not the day give out. I'm done though. 50 and 2. That's cool. You like 50 and 4, man.
Nah, yo, Spurt, they probably just letting you win, bro. Like, ain't no way you cooking like that. Chill.
Nah, it's good energy in here. Ain't too much nothing going on. If you ain't playing basketball,
we got a minute left. So if there's anything you want to say, you have a lot of young fans that look up to you. Is there something you want to tell them?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I said Allah Akbar.
Yo, Smirk. Yo, listen, we love you, brother. You just stay strong. We rooting for you. We hoping you get through this, man. And we can't wait till I can't wait till you get out. We gonna lock back in. You feel me?
Yeah, you know that. I got you, buddy.
Always.
All right, I think that's it for his call, you guys.
Yo.
Okay, so that's it for his call. So y'all just heard. I don't see anything that he said that was incriminating. That's why I say you always have to watch these daggone YouTubers and these social media people, period, because they be making you think one thing and there's nothing like that in that phone call. He just basically was talking about how he's into his religion. He's converting people. He's learning Arabic. He's playing basketball and laying low, basically, keeping a low profile, basically, and stuff like that, and not focusing on negativity and things like that. And he's definitely focusing on his case and things like that. So that was a good phone call. So we just heard that, and that's the Lil Durk update. You guys heard everything that I have, and leave your comment what you think about Lil Durk. Do you believe that he did all these things they are accusing him of, and do you think he will get off, get out of prison or whatever. And what about his bond hearing? Do you think they will grant him a bond because they denied the other one? You know what I'm saying? So we will see if they will, give him the next one or deny it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, let me take that down, guys. The banner. Let's go ahead and talk about. Let's go ahead and do Karmelo. Okay, let's go ahead and do him and Jeffrey Metcalf. Okay, so let's go ahead and do them. And let me take Lil Durk thing off of here real quick, and we'll just put them up here. Okay, let me go over here and do that. Let's see. I always keep on calling this guy his name backwards. Well, we know he's lying once again. Okay, let's see here. So I don't want to see these people faces. Let's see. Or his. So let's see. So we can look. We can.
I cannot.
But we are not going to play him. Okay. I just want to put the pictures up there. Okay. That's out. So anyway, somebody in the comments section said, hold on, guys. They said, somebody said Karmelo was there to steal. That's why he cut school to go to the track meet and steal equipment. Okay, so if he was there to steal, where was he going to put equipment at? In that little bag? Because if he would have took some equipment and just say he took it out of there, right? First of all, how much does the equipment weigh? Why would he be stealing equipment? And all that money his family has, okay, why would he need to steal equipment? This dude worked 2 jobs. Why would he need to steal equipment? His dad just bought a brand new car, all right, a couple weeks or months before this stuff right here happened. So why would he be out there stealing equipment at a track meet? And where did this information come from? And who said this? All right. And do we have any actual proof? Not hearsay, but actual proof. Okay. So Jermaine said that theft claim is baseless. Karmelo wasn't there to steal. This was about a confrontation that got out of hand. Let's stick to the facts and not spread rumors. That's right. And hey, Kim, I don't know if you heard me the first time because I had that video on. So how you doing tonight? And thank you for being here. And then Kim said, of course, they are going to lie on him. I don't believe none of these lies they are telling. The thing about it, you guys, me and Jermaine have investigated all of this. I mean, just very, very good. And I'm going to tell you straight up, that's why I said quit lying and spinning narratives about Carmelo Anthony, because a lot of these things are nothing but lies. Okay, let's take the first lie. The first lie is Carmelo in that report, the police report, they state that his knife was 5.5. All right, I looked this up in detail. All right, I looked it up in detail. So did Jermaine, and we could not find anything like that. Every source we used said the knife, the only thing they gave about the knife is the color, no dimensions. All right, even when you look inside of the report, you don't see anything mentioned about that. So let's go look at Carmelo's police report. Okay, Carmelo Anthony. I got to put his last name on it, okay? We had it up here on the screen the other day, remember? Now, somebody got a knife right here. We're going to look at it right here. And we're going to see exactly what they said. Now, I don't want to look at no PDF. Okay, so this is it right here, okay? So let me go ahead, and I think you guys can see this. Well, actually, I got to go back and do it the other way. Let's see. We'll go back to this screen. So we're going to stop this screen, because what I did is put it on another screen. So I have to do it over again. Present, share screen, and we need to look at this, okay? So let's look at this together for the second time, because y'all know let me see if it's going to come up, because y'all know that I pulled this up when they first had it out there. Okay, then I pulled it up again a couple of days ago. So as you see, this is him right here. They got him at 130 pounds. Okay, somebody else lied and said he weighs 180 pounds, and I looked it up. It's between 130 and 140, and you can clearly look at him and tell he weighs around that amount. And yes, he's tall. So what? All right. So what? Okay. So let's go ahead and read this. I'm just going to scan through this. Let me make this larger so you guys can see it too. And if you in the chat, if you see anything about the size of a knife, just put it in that chat, because I'm going to make this very large. Can y'all see that? Because I know on my screen, I can see it really large. Can y'all see it large? Say yes in the chat, please, so I can know. Can y'all read that? And then we're going to look at Smokey Robinson too. And so he's getting sued for $50 million, man. So we're going to look at that too. Smokey is every bit of what, 80? But anyway, let's go up a little high. Okay, there you go. So as we can see, can y'all see that? Just say yes in the chat, please. So as you can see, you guys can read this, I'm sure. Damn, y'all cannot answer questions for nothing. Because I'm not getting ready to read all of this. Okay, so y'all read this and y'all tell me in the chat if y'all see anything about a knife. You know, the size. We know it's something in here about the knife, but not the, the dimensions. Okay, so we see all this, the gray hoodie, blue sweatpants, okay? They're telling you what happened. Okay, let's see what else. So he was outside the fence, a chain link fence, as they say, it separated this officer from Carmelo Anthony. He told him to put his hands up. And that's when Carmelo said, I was protecting myself. So, I mean, why can't you guys understand what that means? And then they said, it should be noted that this officer did not even ask him anything. So he was just telling him that he was protecting himself. He was basically telling him he protected himself because he know what he did. So then that officer asked him if he had any weapons. He said no. He patted him down for weapons while they were walking along the fence, and they did not locate any on his persons. Then he instructed the male to continue to walk along the fence, which he definitely complied. And they went toward an area where there was an opening in the fence that, let's see, what is that? That was, I guess, that's something off the track. While walking him off the track, the suspect also said he put his hands on me. So when they was walking off the track, Carmelo told the police, the officer, that he put his hands on me. And so then he was detained. He put the suspect in handcuffs, handcuffed him behind his back, and had him sit down on the ground. So that was Officer Rico, I think. That's what his name is, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Wissy or Wiki. However you pronounce that. Then he did another pat down and then searched that dude again. Okay. After Carmelo gave him consent, and he did not see or find any weapons still. So anyway, while Carmelo sat on the ground, he advised that I had the alleged suspect. And then Carmelo says, I'm not alleged, I did it. Okay, he told him that he's not alleged, he did it. So then he walked Carmelo to his car. And let's see what else. He said that Carmelo was emotional as they walked to the car. And he said again, he put his hands on me. I told him not to. All right. Why, when people talk about this, why do they only talk about the part where he says, I did it? Okay. They do not include the rest. Okay. We know that he said, I did it. Why would he lie and say he did not do it? Okay. He knows he did it. Okay. So, I mean, I did it. That's what he said. I did it. And then he said, the dude put his hands on him. He put his hands on me. Why, when they talk about this, they never include any of this in that? Okay. And then, let's see, where was the other one? Why come they never say this? That Carmelo said, he put his hands on me. I told him not to. Listen, guys, y'all sitting out here in social media land lying, saying that this dude did not touch this dude. He said this twice, okay, twice, that Austin put his hands on him allegedly. And he said he told him not to. And check this out. Officer Rissy was not questioning Carmelo. Carmelo was just talking. Carmelo was crying when he said he put his hands on me. I told him not to. That does not sound like a guy coming here to steal or to premeditate something and to do this right here. Okay. It sounds like, a fight that got out of hand. He wasn't trying to do anything. That's why he told the dude not to put his hands on him. Okay. Period. Austin should have listened. Anyway, he was searched again. They had him sit in the back of the seat on the driver's side of the car. Okay. When he was inside of the car in the back seat, the officer noticed a fresh blood on his left middle finger. And he acknowledged that loud so it would be on the body-worn camera. And then Carmelo asked him, is he going to be okay, while he was in the back seat? Okay. So we're going to go back down here. Okay. They checked him out through the database for Frisco Independent School District to confirm that Carmelo was the person that they had. And they did confirm that. And all this time, he did not question Carmelo. Carmelo was just talking. So he had nothing to hide. That's why he told him it's not alleged. He did it. He also said the boy put his hands on him. He told him not to, and he put his hands on me anyway. Okay? Y'all were running around social media universe, and you're spreading lies, point blank. And it's not right. I'm here to let you guys know these people are lying, period. Or either, if they're not lying, they're lying about some things. I'm going to tell you straight up. But they are also changing the narratives, and they're mixing in lies and stuff with reality and just plainly doing ridiculous stuff. And it is not right. Okay. It's crazy as ever. So anyway, they're just telling you about when he got into the jail and all that. We already read that. You guys can see this right now. I read that. Okay. You still don't see anything about a knife yet. Okay. So we're going to go down. And I hope you guys can read pretty quickly, because I'm not going to read all of this. I read majority of this the other day. I really did. So then they're telling you about this again. He's going over the entire thing again and all that. An officer, no. Let's see what So no. When they telling you that he must have said it again. I don't know. But anyway, because this is when Officer Cortez was there. So they searched him, and they did all of this, as you guys can read it, okay? So this guy is telling the story again, honestly. That's what he's doing. So here's the arrest report right here. The rest of it. It's just stating everything over again, honestly. what we were trying to get to is that knife part. Okay, so we're going to go down. That's when he was talking about he was snapping pictures of everything. So here we go right here. Let's see here. So they was telling us about moving non-essential personnel out of the media area. So then the officers on scene were informed that the knife that was used was tossed and was still believed to be somewhere close. Eventually, one of the witnesses said they remember seeing it on the bleachers still. So they did locate the knife. It was located between rows 9 and 10 near seat 30, and it was partially open. So then the rain began to come down heavy again, because it was raining heavy before, so it started coming down again. So instead of moving the knife, they just covered up the knife with a large blue tarp. So let's look at this. We still don't see anything about the size, okay? They took 33 photos. We still don't see anything about the knife. What we do know is that a student, I believe, a witness, said what color the knife was, I believe, you know. And then I think when they found it, I think they repeated the colors. So down here, they telling you what happened. They said Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. No one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag. And Austin proceeded to touch Anthony. And then Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out what we call as a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. Then Austin began grabbing his chest and telling everyone to get help. And then Blase, you can read all of that right there, but you don't see any anything here that says how the dimensions of that knife. We all know it's black, okay? And this is a victim. Hold on. This is a, hold on. Let's see something. This is a witness who claimed this is what he saw, okay? Okay. And it just does not, I'm going to be perfectly honest, you guys. This right here does not sound like everything has been included. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Hey, Most Hated Bronze and Tony Vance. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It just sounds like something is missing, because let's look at this real quick. Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. And then Anthony grabbed his bag. Okay, and then he opened it and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. Okay. I believe he did tell him that he needed to move from under their team tent. And Anthony probably did grab his bag, because when they came and told him to move from under that tent, I don't believe they said it like they were trying to be friendly. I believe they made this dude think and feel like they were going to do something to him, okay? And then he said, touch me and see what happens. So clearly when he said, touch me and see what happens, he felt threatened, okay? So therefore, that's why he said, touch me and see what happens. So normally, you know, if you tell people, touch me and see what happens, one would think that Austin and his brother and whomever would have ran over there and just went to get the coach. You're like, okay, dude, okay. And just go over there and get the coach, because somebody telling you, touch me and see what happens, that means that don't put your hands on me or you're going to find out what's up. They said no one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag. This is bullshit, because there have been so many kids that went to school and unalive other kids, okay, period. So how could they not think there was anything in the bag? They didn't know him. If they thought he was coming there to steal, why wouldn't they think the worst in regards to what could be in that bag when he told them to touch me and see what happens? You see what I'm talking about? It doesn't make any sense. All right. So then Austin proceeded to go in and touch Anthony anyway. And then Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happens. See, all this touch me, punch me, and all this shit, some of the other students could have been running over there to the coaches, letting them know what's up, and they could have stopped all of this. Because that's a lot of time right there. It may be a couple minutes or whatever, but it's more than 30 seconds. I can guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? So then, like I said, Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move. If you guys believe he just grabbed him to tell him to move, y'all got me effed up. You know, getting down well, he grabbed that boy and started to push him out of that damn tent. And then that's when Anthony went in that bag for real and pulled out that knife and then stabbed that kid. Let's keep it real. You know good and well that Austin grabbed him all right and pushed him and did whatever else that he needed to do to get that boy out of the tent. Because let me tell you something, the reason why I don't believe this story is because if Anthony was resisting in the first place, do you think he just sat there or stood there and let this dude just start pushing him? He was probably resisting then. So therefore, if he started resisting, then Austin and maybe his brother or whomever all can join in to get that dude out of that damn tent because he was not leaving it willingly. And if you think I believe all of this is everything there, y'all got me up for real. Okay? Now let's see what else we got down here. Let's see here. And so they just basically going over everything still, okay? I'm trying to look for a knife size. That's what I'm really doing. Okay. And so this person right here says, let's see here. So Hunter said, let's see. Hold on. So they couldn't get anything out of Hunter, but another person started speaking. He said they were all sitting on the bleachers under a Memorial High School tent when another male who he did not know walked over and sat under the tent. Then said Austin, the victim, told this male that since he did not go to Memorial, he had to leave the tent. Austin and the male went back and forth, and then Austin stood up and pushed the male to get him out of the tent, which is a no-no. See, all of this, when you guys get online, listen, when, oh my God. When you guys are online and you're talking about something, you should go over the entire police report in the right way, all right? And use common sense, all right? Because you know, getting down well, these kids are not telling everything that happened. That's why I'm glad they got videos, all right? You just know it. Now, right here, this person right here said they went back and forth. Okay, so while they were going back and forth, I'm still trying to figure out why no person out there, no decent person out there, figured out that they should go and get the coaches. I just don't understand this, okay? Or somebody should have intervened. But I would have went to get the coach. Period. They were going back and forth, meaning they were arguing, okay? They were arguing, okay? So then Austin stood up and pushed. Now, why did he feel like he needed to stand up and push this boy? He should have never did this. He should have stood his ass up and proceeded to go over there to the coaches. Let the coaches know this kid don't belong here. He won't leave. Okay, period. And if he wouldn't have left when the coaches asked, of course, they would have called the police. So then he pushed the male to get him out of the tent. We know good and damn well this is not a soft, gentle push. It was probably more of a hard push and probably a little altercation, physical altercation. Let's keep it real. That's why the boy said, punch me and see what happens. Touch me and see what happens. Because Austin, I'm thinking he probably already had threatened him. So he said, while it was into their little argument, the male was reaching around in his bag he had. And then he took out a knife and stabbed Austin and then left the scene. Okay? He said this is all he remembered when he talked to me, okay? Again, I'm pretty sure there is a lot of information that is not left there, okay? Point blank. Just like when Hunter said he was holding his brother and he saw his breath go out. No. He was still alive, okay? Because when the police got there or the medical personnel got there, they were still trying to save this kid's life, all right? Then they took this kid to the hospital where he passed. Okay, they were trying to work on him there too. These people be lying, all right, on social media. Now, I still don't see the size. So here we go with the knife. We're talking about they see blood on the knife. He took pictures of the knife, okay? And you guys don't have those pictures, okay? So stop acting like you do. And then it just repeat the same thing over again. Do you see any sizes there? No. They just put the tarp over the knife, okay? See? You don't see anything. And another thing to think about. We know that if you have a knife 5.5 and over, that's a criminal offense, okay? Anywhere, okay? However, if it's not 5.5 and over, then on school property, it's just a school offense that can be punishable by being expelled, suspended, or whatever, or put in one of those alternative schools. We looked this up, okay? And we looked up the laws concerning this in the state of Texas, okay? So I know I'm right. Point blank. We did it right online. I'm not going to do it again because we did that the other day. We still don't see a size here, okay? This is when they went to the hospital. They arrived at the hospital at 10:46 with Austin. He was in the trauma bay for treatment. He was still barely hanging on then. At 10:53, Dr. Cheo pronounced Austin deceased. So at 10:46, they were still working on him. And then I guess, at 10:53, they couldn't get him to be fully there. He probably went all the way out and passed, went on and passed on. Because I don't think if he was already alive when he got there, I don't think they would have been working on him. Okay, they would have had the black body bag over him already. I don't think they would have, been working on him if he would have been already unalive. So they undressed him and everything, took photos of him, and then they removed all his clothes and everything and bagged everything. Okay, but you still don't see anything about the size of the knife. So all these people who are stating the size of the knife, please show me that evidence for real. Because I'm telling you, I done checked and checked. I have did it online with a computer program, everything, and I still haven't seen anything about the size. And then we're looking through this again. And I wonder why you guys are lying and distorting information. Why are you trying to do this? If you think that Austin was unalive, murdered, why do you have to lie and paint false narratives about this other kid? Huh? Why? If you believe that Austin did not do anything, why do you guys have to paint a false narrative and then you lie? What's wrong with y'all? Slow? Even slow people know not to do that. When you can go right on social media and look. Okay, so we saw this, right? So let's put in here. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to look together ourselves. We're going to look together tonight. That's what I meant to say. Not Austin. What's the boy's name? Carmelo. Let's see if we can click it on here and see if we can come up with anything. So let's see what they're saying right here, because I think these people are going online, right, and listening to people try to estimate stuff. Okay, see, this is gone. All right, it's gone. So somebody's just basically repeating what I just said. Not just Texas, but a lot of places. It's illegal to carry a knife over. It's not over. It's 5.5 inches and over. Okay, not over 5.5, but 5.5. If it's 5.5, you're in trouble. It's not over 5.5, but if it's at 5.5, you're in trouble. If it's under 5.5, it's against. It ain't made. It is against school rules there. Okay, but it's not illegal to have a knife at school if it's under 5, like if it's 5.4. All right. So somebody said, with that being said, I think that he can claim self-defense if the knife is short enough to not be considered a felony charge. The thing about it, those are two separate charges anyway. Okay, that's the first thing. Secondly, self-defense is based on if you fear for your life. Okay, regardless of what weapon you use. All right. If he have a knife and it was 5.5 and over, that would be a second charge. All right. And somebody got it right here. And we do not know what Carmelo was thinking. When they see the video, then they can help try to determine how he might have, when they look at the video, if they see Austin and somebody else being very aggressive, punching him, hitting him, doing the most, then it's going to be self-defense, point blank. I don't care what y'all talking about, okay? It's going to be self-defense. Now, if Austin went over there, just pushing a little bit and things like that, then it won't be self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to make somebody fear for their life, or you're going to get really severely hurt in order to use self-defense. I know what I'm talking about because I had to use it myself. All right. So let's go back and see what else is going on. So some people say he used a cleat sharpener. Again, let's see what a cleat sharpener is, because they say a knife in the police report. Okay. Let's do a picture. So let's see what that is. A cleat. So I guess this is a cleat sharpener right here. I'm thinking it looks like a knife too. Okay. So he might have used a cleat sharpener. All right. So we just saw, there it is right there. See it? A cleat sharpener. That, you know what? It could be that. It could be that. There's a black handle. It was open some. And see, that's another thing. People are not telling you that. In that police report, they said that the knife was open some. So it could be that right there. All right. Right. That's what I'm saying. This boy, Austin, there's no way Carmelo would have just grabbed this big ass boy. No, Austin, I'm pretty sure, I bet you, Austin used this bigness and whatever else to push that boy to basically make him get out. And I don't think it was a little simple push either, okay? Period. So that's a cleat sharpener. So now y'all see what that is, okay? Let's go back to what we was on, okay? Because I'm still looking for this knife size. Okay, I don't need to hear nobody's stories and shit, all right? I'm trying to see the size, and this wording has shrunk. Okay, let's see. See, they're just going over the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. They say the same thing what the law says, what I've been saying myself, okay? Okay? So I'm thinking these people are going to TikTokers line or somebody else line, and it's not in the police report, which is plainly ridiculous. See, stuff like this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's plainly ridiculous. You need to go look up actual evidence yourself. You need to look up information yourself, police reports, all of that, because there's nowhere on here where you're going to find the actual size of that knife, because it has not been released, okay? Okay? It has not been released unless you have a police officer there and you know a police officer there and he's giving you information. And then he's going to be in trouble if it's found out. You know, my son is a whole police officer and they cannot give you information. If they do and it's found out, they're going to be in trouble. Okay, point blank. Okay, so what were some of the other lies they told on him? Okay, let's talk about the car because we don't see anything about the knife side. Okay, we looked at the daggone police report too. Okay, we didn't see anything. So now let's look at Carmelo's. Did Carmelo then buy? Well, we already know the answer is no. It's all through here. No, 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 no. That house and car was purchased way before this altercation happened. Okay. You see all this stuff right here? Now I on Facebook, it would tell you exactly because they have a Facebook post that shows her or him out there with that car in a boat. It's a present. And it was way before any of this took place, just like the house. So again, you guys are lying again. And where you get this damn information from, I just do not know. All right. This family was already living comfortably, okay, when they used to live here before this situation happened. All right, that's the first thing. Okay. These people are so fucking stupid, it's ridiculous. All right. It's like they don't look up anything. They just go with whatever they see on TikTok or YouTube or some other crazy place and they just go with it instead of, looking for information themselves on real sources. Okay. Damn. You go right to Facebook, you see her page, you see her up there with the car like a while before all of this happens. The same thing with the damn house. But again, you guys are painting false narratives because something ain't right. Y'all know something is not right with this entire case. Okay? Getting down with all this boy just did not unalive this kid right here. You know that. That's why you guys are running around painting false narratives, lying on this boy, lying about this boy, and things like that. It does not make any sense. These are kids. I don't care what you guys are talking about. 17 is still a kid. Point blank. So I want to go to Facebook, but I just don't want to go to mine. Okay. Let's see. Let's put this on here. Let's do it like this. When did Carmelo Anthony family buy their home in car? Let's see if they tell us without going to what's name. So this person right here is a liar. Okay, this person right here is a liar. After raising nearly $500,000, Carmelo Anthony family moved into a $900,000 home and got a brand new car. Are y'all fucking stupid? Huh? Why would they use all of this money up on a damn home in a car when their son needs a defense team? Guys, don't make any sense. Just plainly crazy. Look at this. Look at this shit. This is crazy. These people already had that house. They already had the car. What they did say they were going to do with this money is get security, okay, and use the rest on their son's defense. That's what they said. Okay. If you cannot get up on my panel and talk, don't come up here with that weird stuff, okay? L, because you don't have proof of anything. Anything. You don't have proof of anything. You can't even come up on this platform and talk and tell us why you say, with facts, he murdered that boy. You can't even do that. You guys don't do nothing but put up fake information. That's why you can run over here when I debunk everything you have said, period. Even the damn fundraiser said Carmelo Anthony's family didn't use fundraiser to buy a car or new house. They already had that, okay? That's stupid. And let me stop sharing because I'm going to go to Facebook and see if I can pull up that without you guys looking at my shit. Let me stop sharing and I'm going to go over here and see if I can pull it. Then I'll start sharing again. Okay, let me go look and see real quick if I can pull up the actual thing. Because y'all some damn type of people, man. You know, I wish I could say the actual word, but like, you know, not on YouTube. But if I wasn't on YouTube, I'll say it. Okay. Let me see if I can, what's the dad's name? What is Carmelo's dad's name? Jermaine. What is the mom's name? If you are still here, let's see. See if I can look it up. I hope she ain't closed it out. But it may be on Instagram too. Let's see. This is on Facebook right here. Let me look over here and see. Let me see if I can pull it up. You look short out of this picture, man. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are a hot ass mess. Let's see here. All I want to see is find that post with her standing in front of that house and with the car when she got it as a gift. Let me see. Let's see if I can pull it up without going over there. Let's see if I can pull up that picture. Oh, okay. What is that mom's name, Jermaine? I want to find that post. Her Facebook page if she hasn't put it in private. This is the other Carmelo right here. We'll kind of see here. Trying to look. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm trying to see. And then you got all these white racist people. Okay, thank you. Saying that black people are defending him. Do y'all not defend the white people who unalive black people innocently? Y'all do it all the time. You've been doing it for years. Do y'all not do that? Because you've been doing it for a long time. You have. And I'm not defending him because he's black, just to let you guys know. I'm defending him because I believe that he did use self-defense. And until I see otherwise in video cameras, not by the shit you guys are talking about, I'm going to always say that. All right? And that's on everything. Let me see if I can pull it up. Thank you, Jermaine. You probably got it in damn, what's the name now? I probably have to go to it on my phone and bring open my other Facebook page. Let me see. Because on here, you can't really, it's not going to open it up. Let me see here. I think it's on this phone. Oh, I hate to go to this damn Facebook page on here. Okay, I'm going to type it in on my Facebook, my backup Facebook page. It's not actually mine, but let's see here if I can put it up on here. We have to go through all this to debunk, and I hope that YouTube shows this video. That's why I'm being good tonight, because so I can make sure it's seen. Because you guys don't do nothing but lie. Some of you guys are nothing but racist clowns, okay? And all y'all do is lie. Now, I don't know which one is her. Taylor. Is this her right here? Let me see. No, this is not her. It looked like her, but it's not her. I've seen the whole picture. She probably got her stuff private now. I'm pretty sure she does, because people probably been sending her all types of hate speech. Okay, but honestly, you guys, I already seen it. I showed you guys in another live, and it is what it is. They've been bought the daggone car in the house before this actual incident took place, point blank. And too bad she put her page in private, because you can't pull up anything on it. Let me see. I doubt we'll be able to look at his too. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he is gone. Let's see. I got this clip. Okay, let's see. I got see this right here. And then they said the video of Carmelo Anthony stabbing and unaliving Austin Metcalf is about to be released. What do you think it would show? And where? It says, so this was a day ago. Y'all stop spreading nonsense. Okay.
So the crowdfunding for this.
Okay, we don't need to look at this shit right here. Let me see. I'm trying to. Let me do this right here. I don't want to hear these people commentary, okay? Let me see what they're talking about on this right here. They won't even open this up. Let me see. Oh, so they removed that video. People are doing stupid stuff. Oh, let me see it. Let me see this video. It's not showing shit. It's just like him playing basketball. We already seen this shit. I don't even know why they put this right here. That's stupid. Let's see what else. This person right here was lying. I'm trying to see, because their thing is privatized now. Oh, they just overlooked this dude right here, the autistic boy who was unalived by the police. They just overlooked him. All right. So let me see if I can pull up any information. Yeah, let me just show y'all a clear picture of the place where they were at. Somebody put it up. Okay, so wait a minute. What the hell am I doing? Hold on. Let me go over here and show y'all. So this is another picture so y'all can see it. Here's the actual picture of it. All of that happened underneath that tent, I guess, if that's their tent. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, it is right here. Let me show you another one right here. Here it is right here. There's two tents here. All of this because this boy is sitting underneath this tent. It's crazy. And you guys are sitting here condoning foolishness instead of saying that, the coaches should have been, told, and they should have brought the coach over there. People are dumb as hell because that's what you should be saying. Let's see here. Trying to see. And you can clearly tell this boy is not that big. Something is wrong with y'all. Getting down well, this boy is not no 180 pounds. You know this. The damn suit is a little bit loose. And even if it wasn't, you can tell he's not 180 pounds. Y'all need to stop all that lying. Okay, it's not good. It's not a good look. Because if y'all think, like I said before, if you guys think, no, forget the thing. If you know that he just murdered Austin, then you don't have to go out here and paint false narratives and lies. All right? To assassinate somebody else, character, or anything else. If you thought, or if you knew that they had actual proof that shows that Carmelo Anthony actually unalived this dude intentionally, just murdered him, you don't have to go out here and paint false narratives. You would just let everything fall right into place. And that's on everything. Yeah, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. People, it's like they're blind or slow. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people. I mean, social media is open for everyone. All right. Police reports are there for everyone to view and dissect. Law dictionaries are right there for you to look up terminology, law terminology, and see what it means. Legal information is available. You can just call up lawyers and ask them questions. Come on now. And let me tell you something. Somebody got all these posts up here justifying Carmelo's actions. The reason why I don't show those is because I'm not here to even paint a bad picture about Austin. All right? Because I'm like this. When they go to court, we will see the videos. All right? And once we see the videos, then we will know exactly what happened. Until then, I'm not going to say that he murdered this boy. I'm going to just say I believe it was self-defense, and I believe Austin was doing the most. I don't know 100% because I haven't seen the videos. All right? Point blank. And this is what you guys should be saying versus out here saying somebody, he murdered somebody like this person right here who wasn't even there. Okay? That's crazy. It's just plainly ridiculous. Now, you guys want to assassinate some character. I could easily do that. But I'm not going to do that because for me, it's tacky. I'm not just going to do that. Hold on for 1 second, guys. I have to start my driving. See, that's why you would never hear me say he got what he deserved or any other crazy shit. And when I hear people say that, I say you should say that. All right? Because the thing is, none of this should have never happened. All right? When the boy told Austin whatever he said, no, I'm not leaving or make me or whatever, Austin should have got his ass up. He did get up, but he should have walked his ass over there to the coaches to let them know what was happening so they can come and assist in this situation, not the kids. And don't get up here in my comment section telling me he was the lead. I don't give two fucks about that, okay? He wasn't the grown up there. He wasn't the coach. So therefore, since this situation was not, going the way he thought it should have went, he should have went to get the coach, reinforcement. Okay, point blank. Just like anybody would have done. Now let's see. Now they done closed up. They done privatized their their page. I wish I would have screenshotted everything, but I'm pretty sure I thought I showed that picture on one of my videos. You know. I cannot find that picture because the Facebook page is closed. So it is what it is. I already know. We already saw other people somewhere online got it posted. I just don't have time to be searching every damn thing on YouTube to find that. Let me log out this account. But I know one damn thing. You guys need to stop doing all this weird shit. Oh my gosh, man. Jermaine, you are a hot mess. I could call my son, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. Oh my gosh, you're probably not even using the correct name, okay? It is what it is, okay? But anyway, what else did they lie about or even just basically put it up in a way to make it seem like it's correct, but it's not? Let's talk about the school incident. So I did research that. The only information that I found on that, I did screenshot it, so let me read it. I think I got that. Either it's on this phone or my other phone. Let me see. Let's see. It may be on my other phone. Let's see here what these people are saying on here. Okay, let's see. So this one lady told me that the school confirmed that he was skipping class. Also, fact is that he was suspended in February for having a knife at school and knew the ramifications. The reality is that it sucks for everyone involved. Okay, so I read this yesterday. I just wanted to get that part where she said, and then she said the police report clearly says the knife was 5.5. This lady is lying out of her stupid ass mouth. Okay. And I did not find any information where it states that he had an actual knife at school. It says that it was some type of incident at the school, but the school handled it and did not release any further information. So let me go get it off my other phone because it's on my new phone. Let me go look and see. Jermaine, you are a mess. I just saw them today getting some I guess they stopped them on the motorcycles because they are, Mexican or something like that. And they had them all on the ground. They sitting on the ground with their hands handcuffed and their motorcycles are sitting right there. They sure did tonight. So be careful. Be very careful. That's all I got to say. Y'all president, get y'all ass up out of here, okay? And that's on everything. That's what y'all need to be worried about. I'm telling you straight up truth. So let's see here. What did I do with the damn article? Hold on. And then I can ask Gemini out here. It's on my gallery. So here it is right here. Let me go through it and see the first part of it. So they said April 2025, prosecutors mentioned an assault-type altercation involving Anthony that happened on February the 4th and was handled internally by Frisco ISD. Okay? Based on the search results, Carmelo Anthony was not suspended from school in February. However, see how y'all be lying? You mix lies in with the truth. However, during a bond reduction hearing in April 2025, prosecutors mentioned an assault-type altercation involving Anthony that happened on February the 4th, but it was handled internally by Frisco ISD. All right? And then with the knife, they say the same thing. In the incident police report, it states that Carmelo Anthony allegedly pulled out a black knife. However, the specific size or length of the knife was not mentioned in the public available reports, point blank. So the thing is, y'all need to stop all this lying, but keep on doing it, because every time you do it, I'm going to come back and do a video and tell people the truth. And I hope that YouTube keep on showing my videos to more and more people, because you guys are going to stop doing that, point blank. I mean, you see how I sat right here and told you guys the truth. I told you he was involved in an altercation in February, but it did not involve a knife, and he was not suspended, and the school handled it. No police was called. And so what if he was involved in an altercation? A lot of kids be involved in altercations, and it doesn't mean somebody is bad as hell, all right? It doesn't mean that. He couldn't have been too bad. He worked 2 jobs. He was the lead coach. I mean, not the lead coach. He was the lead, what do you call that? The lead person for the football team and for the track team, okay? He saved a child's life a couple years ago. You guys don't talk about that. He had good grades. So clearly the altercation probably happened because somebody touched him, or he had a disagreement with someone. And kids don't do shit the way they're supposed to be doing it. Let's keep it real. Yeah, Captain. Thank you, Jermaine. Well, stop with these lies. Okay, so what else did they tell Jermaine? Because I did a screenshot of that right there so I can hear what's going on here. Different video. Okay. Okay, so let's see what else lies y'all told. Let's see here. So we got the parents, the house. We already know that the house was already purchased in the car way before this incident happened. I can't remember the dates it was purchased, and I don't want to say because I don't remember, but it was way before all this shit happened. I tell you that, because it was right there on Facebook. She was posing with the car. It was wrapped in a red bow in front of the house. I'm thinking it happened around December. I'm not sure. Okay, or either January or somewhere around that time. It has the date on the daggone post. And then we just covered the knife thing, the suspension. He was never suspended. I think it said he was never suspended. Let me look at that again and see. Yeah. There was no mention of him having a knife in February. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no suspension or anything, okay? There was no suspension related to the possession of a knife at school. And I'm going to say it like that because what you guys do, you will take an article and you'll say he got suspended because of a knife when it says that when it says this, while the available information indicates that while there was an incident in February, it was managed by the school and did not result in a publicly reported suspension at that time. The suspension mentioned in some search results relates to the possession of a knife at school, which appears to have happened around the time of the fatal stabbing incident in April 2025. And then they come back and say that there is no, based on available information, there is no mention of Carmelo Anthony having a knife at school in February 2025. But at the bond hearing, prosecutors did mention an assault type altercation involving Anthony that happened in February the 4th, but was handled internally by Frisco ISD. And they did not have any details, including whether a knife was involved. It was not disclosed, okay, point blank. The only place you see that knife, the knife being disclosed, is the black knife that they found where the incident happened. on that day. That's it. And it was partially open. Okay. So what they did, they took the first part of this and just ran away with that story. I don't know if they read the rest of it, but they took the first part and went out there. Somebody went on social media and put it out there. And that's not right. That's not what it says. All right, point blank. And there was something else I was going to say. And let me say this again. He was not suspended from school in February 2025. All right, point blank. Y'all need to stop lying, all right? And stop taking stuff and mixing in facts with non-facts, truth with lies, because that's exactly what you did here. Now, let me ask this damn person this question, because it may be able to tell me. Let's see if they'll tell me here if this thing knows. Let's see. Okay, let's see what they're saying. So they bought their home in that car before this incident happened. Like I said before, okay? Like I said, on Facebook, she had a picture. I don't remember what month it was, but it was a picture, a post with her standing on the side of the car, and it had a big old red bow around it. I don't know if she was on the side and front, but she was by the car, and it had a big old red bow, okay? And it was in front of the house that they used to live in, the one everybody's talking about. So they bought that house, I think it was a rental, and they got that car before this incident took place. All right. Now, they just moved into a new gated community, but they claim they did not use any of that money to get that home. And they moved there because, for safety reasons. Okay. Okay, let's see. What else can we find here? And I wish I still had that video, but that posting maybe on one of my other videos that I did. I have to look and see. If I do see it, I'll screenshot it and show it to you guys. Because with her privatizing her Facebook page, it's going to be hard. I may do a search on TikTok to see if anybody have it. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Let's see if we can find. What time is it? Let's see if we can find it real quick. Let me go up here and look on TikTok. Okay, let's do a split screen. And then we're going to move on from Carmelo. Because we don't have too much longer. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can look up anything on here to see it. Let me see. What's her name? Kayla. What's her last name again? Let me go to the this page. Kayla Hayes, you said? Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Let's see if they still got that picture up there. Oh my gosh, let's see. gonna be hard to find it like this. I'm gonna look on my videos. I hope I showed it. I think I did. I'm gonna have to scan through my videos and see. It's gonna be hard finding it like this. Let me see. It's gonna be hard finding. So what I'll do is just look through, like I said. Yeah, I'll just look through my other videos that I did and see if I see it and scan through it. And hopefully I do. But if not, you know, I already told you that they already purchased the car in the home right before all of this happened. Okay, point blank. And unless you can show me a sales slip or a deed saying the date is April right after all this happened, you know, then that's when I'll change that. But otherwise, you know, there's Facebook posts where she's standing in front of the car in the house. The car's in the driveway in front of the house. And, you know, she was happy about getting that car for whatever gift it was for. Okay. And then if I'm not mistaken, Carmelo also has a car. So, you know, getting down well, they weren't like poor in the neighborhood. Frisco is not a cheap area to live in. I used to live in Texas myself in Keller. And Frisco is not a cheap place to live in. Okay. Okay. So I think I answered all of those questions, I believe. That's it for Karmelo. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to that chick because I need to answer some questions real quick. Okay. I hope I got all of the things. Oh, okay. So that's probably how they got the other car, huh? Wow. Okay. Right. So he probably got that car so easy, you know. But she definitely got a picture. I think I showed it up on my channel back then. Okay, but like I said, I'm gonna scan through it to see. And Jermaine, you can see if you can find it too. I will try. Her Facebook page is private now, so you're not gonna get it there. And on Instagram, let me check Instagram real quick before we move on. Lucky day, looking good, baby. All right. Okay, let's see. Carla Hayes. Let me see if I can pull her up on here. It's probably not even on here either because she probably done took all this shit down. Is this her right here? No, this is not her right here. Nope. I got this one up here, but I know this is not just somebody who have her thing up. Let's see. Yeah, they just got news articles right there. Yeah, it's gonna be. They probably got everything privatized now, so it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. So now let's go ahead and move on, guys. You said, Shay, I don't know how to argue with them racists in the comment section. I go straight into fatality mode. You could. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, just don't say certain words clearly. You can say whatever you want to over here. But anyway, we just debunked a lot of stuff, and we know that we're dealing with morons, okay? So, I mean, honestly, there's no need to even argue because I just showed you guys factual stuff. I did it right here on live. The only thing that I could not show is that post with her standing in front of the house in the car. But, you know, if I find it, I'm going to post it, and I will show you guys. I probably won't post it on my page because you probably don't want it up there, but I'll show you guys. Okay? Period. All right? And let me say this again. I am always going to say that Austin should have never approached this kid. And just say, because they are kids, that he did say something to the kid. Once the other kid said, "No, I'm not leaving," or whatever he said, when Austin stood up, he should have stood up and turned around, walked out of those bleachers, and went right over there and walked right over to the coach. And the reason why is because he is the one and his brother. They are the ones who had a problem with Karmelo sitting underneath that tent, point blank. That's why he should have went to do it. And if you guys do not see that, you're going to see more cases like this. Okay? Because when people do stupid stuff and say stupid stuff and support people doing stupid stuff, stupid things happens. Okay? Point blank. I had my whole 17-year-old son come in here and talk about this case. He did say some other things, which I'm not going to go back over again, but we all heard it because it was on the live. But he also said that Austin should have went and told the coach as well as Carmelo. Okay? Point blank. 17 years old, and he knew that. Let's move on, guys. This is crazy. Let's move on to this little silly ass lady now. All right? Let me go ahead and take this down. What is this lady's name? Let's put it right here. The grown woman who caused a 5-year-old a negative name and then get over 600,000 donations. Then she upped it to $1 million to profit off of this. Okay? She needs safety now. She's the one who did all of this. I mean, who's threatening her? The public? Because the parents clearly don't want anything to do with this. So let's go over here and refresh our memory what this lady did. All right? I forgot this lady's name. Here it is right here. Okay, let's see what's going on right here. So they just updated it. Let me go ahead and share this thing real quick with you guys. So they just updated this. Let's see what this lady talking about right here. She's talking stupid. She's getting off this thing. Let's see.
What's up, guys? This is Lady Queen Black with news. Listen, are you looking for the update of this Shiloh Hendricks story? Because I have it. This is going to be part 3 right here. And if that interests you, you want to hear more information about it, you want to hear things that I put out once I find them, you definitely want to engage from the bottom up so that TikTok knows we engage with each other and they'll send it to you. Now, as far as Shiloh Hendricks, a couple of things. The Rochester Police Department recently put out a statement, and they did say that they're investigating it. The NAACP reached out to them. They did put on their Facebook page that they're investigating it, and they are going forward with checking some things out to see exactly what it is that they can do. I'm going to put the article actually right here with the police department in the statement that they made in case you want to pause it and read it. You were more than welcome to. If you go look at the courthouse of the Rochester area, someone did file a preliminary police report. They did file a report with her name. So definitely go and check that out. The platform Go Send Save or whatever it is, it's like a GoFundMe type platform. Now, I did email them at first saying, you know, how can you call yourself a Christian platform, but yet you condone things like this? But what I did realize after researching them, that they actually have a lot of people that raise money, just like this individual that raises money on their platform. So I realized my email would probably do nothing because this is something that they do all of the time. So what I decided to go do is go and look at the platforms that allow them, that they send money through. What I realized is it's Stripe, Google Pay, Apple Pay. Now understand, these 3 tech companies right here have a code of conduct. And the code of conduct says that any type of discriminatory hate speech or any type of discriminatory information that's put out by the individual, they will not condone. So if you have a little bit of time on your hand to help get justice for this 5-year-old child, you know, definitely email them. That's exactly what I did. I sent them her link to her GoFundMe and says this is the type of individual that y'all are supporting because you allow the money to come through, things of that nature. So if that interests you, definitely go and email the tech company and let the tech company know what type of people are using their platform. Now, I do have some more information, but I want to make sure it's true before I put it out there. So if you want to hear the part 4, definitely follow along, family, and you will get the part 4. With that being said, this is Lady Queen, Black with News. Bye. What's up, guys? This is Lady Queen, Black with News. Listen, are you looking for the update of the Shiloh Hendrix story? Because I have it. This is going to be part 3 right here. And if that interests you, you want to hear more information about it, you want to hear things that I put out once I find them, you definitely want to engage from the bottom up so that TikTok knows we engage with each other and they'll send it to you. Now,
let's see if she got part 4 up here real quick. So she don't have part 4 up here yet. Okay. So when she does put 4 up, we are going to be watching her. Actually, let me go ahead and follow her so I can definitely know. All right. So let's see what she's saying to the people who support. Okay, let's see.
Sir, cover up your ignorance is showing. That's disgusting. Now, this isn't the comment that I wanted. There was another comment, but he must have went and did his research before I commented back on it because it has now been removed. And in his comment, he said, Black fragility is exhausting. Nevertheless, we're going to address this comment right here. You know, sir, whenever you spew your ignorance out, you should really direct it towards people that are ignorant. Every state may have laws that differ from other states. Okay, Minnesota does not have a law, a standalone law as far as a hate speech crime. But what Minnesota does have is crime that is biasly motivated by race or disability. And this does encompass speech. So I guess you can say it is a hate speech crime. Nevertheless, anytime you cause someone to feel danger for their life, to feel that they could possibly be harmed because of your aggression, which encompasses speech, you can have criminal charges filed against you. So don't think because we have the First Amendment, which is free speech, that you can speech your ignorance all over the place. With that being said, this is Lady Queen, Black with News. Bye. Sir, cover up your ignorance is showing. That's disgusting. Now, this isn't the comment that I wanted. There was another comment, but he must have went and did his research before I commented back on it because it has now been removed. And in his comment, he said, Black fragility is exhausting. Nevertheless, we're going to address this.
Okay, so somebody said, I don't care what race you are. I am appalled by what this lady did. I am white. I have mixed family. No matter what, I'm totally appalled and disgusted by this lady and by the people giving her money. And I agree, it's plainly ridiculous, you guys. I mean, what type of people support foolishness like this? But yet, if somebody goes around and call their child a racial term, they will want to fight you. So since you guys, all you racist people and people who claim they're not racist because they got Black family members and things like this, I challenge you guys to go out in public tomorrow, walk up to someone with a child of any race and say something like that to them. Call them a racial slur. Yeah, and see what's going to happen. I guarantee you won't do it. Okay, because you know exactly what's going to happen. Okay? You know what's going to happen. Because you know in the real world, if you call someone's child a racial term and that parent is there, you know what's going to happen. Point blank. The parent is going to go off. Some would go off physically and some would just do it verbally. Okay? So it's not okay. It's not okay for this lady to get her butt up there and call a child, regardless how tall the child is, how old the child is. It's not right. If the child went inside of that bag and took anything, if the child did that, as a parent and a grown-up, this lady should have went to the child's relative and told them, okay? And she could have told the child, we don't do that. You don't call a child a name. You know how many kids have been inside my bag or messed with something of mine and they shouldn't have, of all different races. And I have never once went off on them. I either move, or I'll tell their parents, or I'll say to the kid, no, but I'll give you one. Period. Okay, it was not handled correctly. But you guys are some of the same people who will sit there and say, Carmelo just unalived this kid, is murder. But you don't see no real proof yet. You don't see no videos or anything. You are the same type of people who sit up here and say, Kyle Rittenhouse used self-defense when Kyle is the one who went there. He's the one who got himself involved in all of this. Okay, you are the same people who will say George Zimmerman did the right thing. That's what you would do. But the thing is when something happened to you, you want people to feel sorry. Okay? But always remember this. What goes around comes around in many different ways. And when it's your time to see things, don't come crying on social media about it. All right? So you said, Shay, I don't know how. Oh, no, you said, I disagree with her on that. But in this case, lock up this racist. Yeah, if they have grounds to lock her up, she will be locked up, hopefully. You know, I don't know if they do or not because I'm not a lawyer. But, you know, if she works somewhere, you know, maybe that should be shown to her job. They should do this the same way they do with other people. You know, let people know what this lady is all up, you know, what she's about. You know, and like the lady said, contact, you know, these people, you know, these corporations and let them know, you know, what do you disagree with her on, Jermaine? But yeah, contact the corporations she just told you guys about, you know, and do what's need to be done. You know, so this type of stuff won't continue to happen. It's just plain ridiculous. And these damn organizations shouldn't even be letting people do fundraisers for certain things. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't even allow that. And even if they did allow certain things, once people start putting racist things in the comment sections and stuff, you know, when you donate, it should be discontinued. Stop right then and there, point blank. You know, it depends on the racist comments. Like if they're saying, I'm supporting her because white power or KKK or some weird shit like that, they should not even allow it to be, you know, done on that platform at all. It's probably not. I mean, you know, but you know, like I said, workplace can see this information and things like that, you know, and they can just go and do what she said, do contact those corporations and let them know if their rules say a certain thing, they should abide by that if somebody breaks it, point blank. Okay, and let me read a couple of these comments right here. Hold on. You said free speech is nearly absolute. There are a few exceptions. Incitement to violence, defamation, and certain forms of hate speech is a no-no. We already know that's a no-no. All right. That is not exercising freedom of speech. All right. That's why, like, you can say certain things, but certain things is unacceptable. And usually, like, you know, if an officer hear you say certain things against political figures and things like that, even though it may not be an absolute crime, but they will tell you not to say it, you know, because you're going to incite, you know, violence or whatever the case is. And then that's when it will become, you know, a crime when everybody start, you know, engaging in violent activities, because of, the hate speech you're putting out there. Okay, so let me read a couple of these comments real quick. Hold on, let me get them. The time is, I'm keeping up with this time, you guys. Ooh. This long I'm having a baby. Okay, we don't need to see all that. That's disgusting. All right. So let me go to my people be putting all types of stuff on social media. So let me go and see which one it was. It was Alive, I think. Yeah, it was Alive. Let's see here. It was not that. It was this right here. So let me go ahead and read these comments and answer them. So Charles said, who condones calling a child names? Anyone donating to either family is ridiculous. All right. A lot of people condone people calling a child name. This is why this lady has raised all of the money she has, because a lot of people condone that. And they think it's freedom of speech and it's okay to call a black child the N word. Okay. She said, word, Charles said again, word is the kid is about 5 feet tall. It doesn't matter how tall the child is. If the child is underage, the child is still a child. Then Charles said, laughing my ass off, I hear black people calling children names all the time. Matt Walsh isn't condoning it. Nobody does. It's only emotionally unhinged black people acting like she beat the kid. Well, the thing is that we're not talking about black people calling children names or white people calling children names. We're talking about this one particular lady calling this one particular black child the N-word. Okay, and it's not right. It doesn't matter about anything you write here. It's just not right. It's not right, Charles. It's not right. And then, of course, like when she was on my live the other day, she said it's probably not a real incident. It's got all the hallmark of fake. Until they say it's fake, I'm going to look at it as it is real. Okay, if they come back and say it's fake, then that's what it'll be. But if not, then we are going to look at it as being real until we find out. And then she said child abuse. She wasn't following the child. Who told you that? I didn't say anybody told me it was child abuse. I said it's child abuse to me. Okay. But I said that I don't know what they could charge her with. Maybe child abuse. I don't know for sure, because she's just, saying these words to this child, which to me is a form of child abuse, calling the child the N-word, or even if it was a white child, if you call that white child the H word or the C word or the CD word or anything like that. I just think it's not appropriate, okay? And it should be looked at as child abuse, It's probably not in the court of law, but I'm just saying if it was, if they could, they should put that in there, because you shouldn't be allowed to be, out here calling kids names like that, period. Okay, then she said, get over it. So self-righteous over a ridiculous trivial incident. Black people talk so much racist trash nonstop. Says the white person who talks it herself. It's plainly crazy. And then she said, I thought you might be decent, but rational people don't get this unhinged over something that kid forgot and probably didn't even hear. It doesn't matter if the kid has forgotten about it or not. And it doesn't matter if the kid heard it or not. The thing is that this type of behavior is not acceptable. Okay? It's not right. If we don't nip this in the bud, other weird ass grown-ups will think they can do this and get away with it. Okay, it's not about if the child heard it. It's not about me getting unhinged. I should. All right. When people don't stand up for certain things, then it shows. Okay, in other people's actions. This is why so many things are allowed to happen in the United States of America, because people don't stand up and stand up for others. Okay, unhinged, girl. I can show you unhinged. I'm actually being civil. All right. Goodness. So those are the comments I got underneath that video. All right, where I said some people morals are gone, and then I talked about Diddy and Carmelo Anthony. All right. So Jermaine said, yeah, I said it. F these people. Okay. So the thing is like this. If you don't want anyone abusing your kids, verbal abuse, because there isn't such thing as verbal abuse. Okay. If you don't want anybody to do things like this to your kids, okay, then you need to be standing up and letting this woman know that her actions are unacceptable, and you should not be donating to her fundraiser, and you should not be trying to compare this with the Carmelo Anthony case, because these are two different situations. It's plainly ridiculous, okay, that anybody would donate to this grown-ass woman who sat there and called a child the N-word because she claims the child stole something out of her bag. Typical. Typical, typical, typical. Now, we're going to move on to the next topic because, trying to justify that foolishness. And it's crazy. And I'll be glad when this lady put part 4 up there so we can see what she uncovered. I hope she don't bring up her background, because we already know that. I chose not to tell you guys about it, though, because if you want to know that, go research her yourself. Okay, point blank. Because my job is not to dox anyone. My job is to tell y'all that this is not acceptable. Point blank. All right? Not to dox, because the regular news don't dox people. So why would I be doing it? All right? So if you want that type of stuff, you have to go to other YouTubers who, do things like that. So I don't know what this news she's going to tell us in part 4, but tomorrow I'll definitely play it, whatever it is, and let y'all hear it. Point blank. Okay? But we do know about her criminal background and things like that. Alleged criminal background. Okay? We already know about all that. And some other information we know as well. Because I think, was that Lucas who said it? I think so. Let's go to Lucas and see what he said. Let's go to Lucas. That's what we'll do. Now, if Lucas got too crazy, I'm going to have to turn it off. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull his up, because he was talking about her. Let's see if I can pull him up. What's this daggone thing, Jermaine? I always forgetting what it is. What's his name? It's not this. Jermaine, what's that dude's name? I forgot his name. Amazing Lucas. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Jermaine. Damn, we talked about this. Okay, let me go up here and look. Okay, let's see what he got up here. This damn thing need to go ahead and come on now. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Hold on. Got a lot of content. I'm looking for the one he did on her. Damn. I don't know if that is up here. It may not be up here anymore. Did he put that on YouTube or was it on TikTok? Oh my God. I don't see it up here. Okay, so I guess he won't be able to see his. But he was talking about this, I believe. Yeah, I don't see it right here. Let me see. Amazing Lucas. Let me see if I can type it this way. He may have more than one page. Let's see if he's talking about it right here. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, let's look at this. I'm gonna let y'all see this real quick.
Lineage of evil. Oh my goodness. This story is amazing. Okay, I can't lie. This story is absolutely gold. This is the perfect, and I mean the perfect representation of this country, of the United States of America. The perfect representation, not what they tried to tell you right in school, not what they try to tell other countries. This story right here is the perfect representation of the country. Now, for those who don't know of the story, I'm going to give you just the details, right? So what happens is, so you have this white woman with two kids on the playground. She's confronted by this black man who tells her, hey, did you just call this kid N-word? And just like most of these cowards, she tries to say, what are you talking about? What? I don't know anything. I don't know anything. It's usually their go-to is either they don't know anything or then it becomes a joke. When consequences happen to knock on their door, it becomes a joke or they don't know anything. So she goes, I didn't know anything. Eventually, as he continues to press her, she admits this and she says the N-word. And she said, well, he stole from my bag. The kid went in my bag. Now, we don't know this to be true. We don't know anything about it. But apparently, this little 5-year-old autistic kid went in her bag and took something from her son. We don't know what it was. We don't know if they got it back. We don't know anything about that. But that's the story, right? Now, are you ready? Are you ready for this, bruh? It is absolutely amazing because just right on cue, when these racists, when these, how do we say, Blanca of Basura, okay, Blanca Basura, all right, when these individuals, when they try and claim victim, it's always when they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, right? They always say can't stand consequences. Because I want you to understand when it comes to this racist, this lineage of evil, because it comes from an inferiority for them. It comes from an inferiority because they feel, well, I won't say that whether or not they're true, okay, because I think we're all equal in God's eyes, but they're definitely feel inferior to black people. That's just what it is based off of their behavior, okay? Based off of their behavior. So this woman claims victim, just like they always do, and goes to fundraise off of this victimhood. Let me just remind y'all, okay, for those watching, anytime this lineage of evil, these racists want to say, oh, black people this, black people that, it's everything that they accuse, all their accusations are nothing more than confessions. And we're going to get into that. That's all they are. She goes and fundraises, and the goal was like 30K or something like that, and it goes to 100K, and it goes to 200K, and goes to 300K, and it goes to 400K, and gets to the point where she raises the bar from 100K to now 1 million. The goal is now 1 million. And it's absolutely lineage of evil. Oh my goodness. This story is amazing. Okay, I can't lie. This story is absolutely gold. This is the perfect, and I mean the perfect representation.
Let's see if he got part 2 of it up here. Let's see. So he talked on this one. So no. So I don't think he did a part 2. So what do you guys think about that? Let's see what some of these comments say.
Lineage.
Let's see. Somebody said, where was her bag? Can you research this further? Because I heard her husband was black and this was a scam. They said her child.
What do then? Can you imagine your whole political career is being nothing more?
You call him a nigger?
Lineage.
Let's stop that right there. So somebody said they heard that this was a scam, and then somebody said her child is white. Somebody said, dude, it's the amazing racist. No, the perfect representation of America is 32.2. People with black skin are unalived by somebody with black skin every day, and this is what you have an issue with. Okay. You know, honestly, we already went over those numbers ourselves right here on my live. We went over those numbers about blacks unaliving blacks, whites unaliving blacks, and vice versa. So we looked at all of this, okay? I can't remember exactly what those numbers said, but this is not the situation we're talking about, okay? We're talking about this kid being called the N-word by this grown-ass lady. That's what we're talking about. I don't know why people always come out with all this weirdness when, you know, when you're trying to figure out why something is done and somebody has done something wrong. The point is that I don't care about all this other stuff that everybody is talking about. All I care about is the fact that this woman felt like she had the privilege to be able to just sit here and call this kid the N-word. All right. And nothing should be done about it. Now, the dad, that wasn't a dad who was there. It was a dude. I think Jermaine said the dude is the little kid's uncle or something like that. I don't know for sure. You know, I don't know for sure because you can't really find any information. All right. So he wasn't black though. Okay, Somali or whatever the case is. But the thing is that this should have never happened. Okay, and I'm glad he was there to intervene. And I don't think that family has spoken out because of retaliation. But I do think they had some type of GoFundMe or something set up for them. But then I think that they closed that. I'm not sure. Again, fear. And we need to get up out of that too and stop letting people get away with doing stuff point blank. You know, this is not the 50s, the 40s, the 1800s, or nothing like that. It's time to stop letting people do things, you know, things that they should not be doing in the first place. And a lot of people like to use all these statistics and stuff and say black people unalive each other. So what? And white people unalive white people. We looked all of this up. All right. We looked it up. And what does that mean? What does that have to do with this right here going on? Shh. And as far as that child's actual age, we do not know, but all we know the child is a child. It doesn't matter about the height or anything. We just know this child is a child. And if it was an older child, then that older child would definitely know what the word Nigger means. Okay. And then that dude in the video has said something to the point that he was saying that the lady was following the little kid and he asked her, was she getting ready to hit him? So like I said, you know, Charlie said that this was fake. Okay. And I said, until I see information that supports that, I'm going to look at this as being real. So if information comes out, and I hope it is fake, that comes out, it was just a prank, then that would be a good thing. But if it's not, then that's not good at all. And we cannot let this type of behavior become a norm. Okay, we can't let it happen. And so we need to speak out. We need to do, you know, the proper things to be done, you know, legal things to be done to stop this type of craziness. You know, even if that means going to, you know, these companies, these corporations, you know, stating, you know, some facts, you know, the facts that they have inside of their contracts and their statements and things like that, you know. So you need to go to those and present your case to them. And that's just on everything, just like that lady said. Otherwise, this type of stuff is going to continue to, you know, go on until it just gets out of hand, point blank. All right. So we're gonna move on from them, and I want to tell y'all about this robot, and I think that's it. The robot. Let me make sure. I know I bypassed one story. It's the cop one, and I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow because you can't cover the world. Okay, we've been on here 2 hours and 35 minutes. It's already 1:08. So about 1:30, I got to get out of here. So yeah, I'll go over that tomorrow. And I will tell y'all that Austin Metcalf's father fired back after Anthony family rep attacks him again. Okay. And I think he did say, let's see what he said. So I think the father, let's see. So let's go down. Hold on, let's see. I just want to tell you what he said because we don't need to go through all this other stuff. It's the same information over and over again. So who is this talking right here? Let me see who this is talking right here. Okay, so hold on. So I think Jeff just said, hold on, let me make sure. Let's see, I think he said justice will prevail. He's right about that. Justice definitely will. Okay. And if those videos show that his son did more than what people claim, then it is what it is. Okay. So what he needs to do is pray that his son Austin didn't do a damn thing to make Anthony fear for his life. Okay, that's all you need to pray, point blank. Because if he did, the type of justice he wants to prevail, it won't happen. All right, point blank. And as far as Dominique Alexander, I believe, who said the stuff that he said the other day, when he did a little speech type thing, he did like a news conference. Well, no, he did the news conference on April the 17th when they escorted Jeff out of, the event. Okay. So then I think Dominique was on a podcast or something talking about the entire situation. All right. And I don't have enough time to go through that, but he talked about that. And I guess Jeffrey Metcalf heard about it or saw it. And so he responded back with justice will prevail. Okay. Okay, let's see. So that's what he said. Justice will prevail. And he's right. It definitely will. And he just better hope that, like I said, those videos don't show anything different than what these witnesses are saying, point blank. And that's just for everything. So Kim was telling me that Smokey Robinson was accused of actual misconduct by 4 employees. That is definitely the truth. Okay, right here. So 4 women who have worked with the singer submitted a complaint to the Los Angeles Superior Court on Tuesday, May the 6th. Smokey, okay? This is crazy, you guys. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Too old. Too old. So let me hurry up. to tell you guys about this real quick. So Smokey Robinson, let me take this dude down. Okay, so Smokey Robinson has been had a complaint filed against him. The accusations include actual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment. And his wife is also named in the lawsuit. So they say they did a press conference today, okay? And so they released more information there. So I'll show y'all that tomorrow. And Smokey Robinson's team has not yet issued a statement or response. So tomorrow, I'll get that for you guys and we'll watch that and talk about that in more detail. But damn. So what year did this happen? Because Smokey is every bit of what? 70-something years old? So what year did all of this happen? Battery? I see. Battery, sexual assault, and some more stuff? Come on now. By 4 employees. Y'all, like I said, tomorrow we will go into this more. Smokey Robinson, you guys. That's crazy as hell. Okay. So the next one is Russell Brand. So I'm going to let y'all hear this real quick.
All the rape and sex assault allegations made against Russell Brand as they're heard in court for the first time. The TV comic is accused of 2 counts of rape between 1999 and 2005 in Westminster and London. 49-year-old Brand is also charged with 2 counts of sexual assault and a count of indecent assault during the same dates. He arrived at Westminster Magistrates Court this morning for a first appearance, wearing an open-bottom black shirt and sunglasses. The star sat in the glass dock, where he spoke to confirm his name, date of birth, and address.
So here he is right here in court over there in Westminster, okay? That's why y'all haven't heard anything about this. Here's another sketch. So Diddy ain't the only one. Okay, so listen, you guys, just listen.
He was released on bail to next appear at the Old Bailey on
Can y'all hear that?
Court was told Brand allegedly raped one woman in a Bournemouth hotel in 1999 after meeting her at an event where he was performing. The court heard he grabbed another woman's breasts at a party in Soho before pulling her into a toilet and orally raping her in 2004. Brand is also accused of grabbing a radio worker by the face and kissing her sloppily and aggressively against a wall before grabbing her breasts and buttocks. He flew in from Florida in the US yesterday after last month being charged by post. The Met Police launched a probe into the TV presenter in September 2023 after the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatchers published an investigation into allegations over his treatment of women. Following the charge, Brand told his 11.3 million ex-followers that he was never a rapist.
I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes.
At the height of his fame, Brand starred in a number of Hollywood films, including Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek. He was also an in-demand stand-up comic and presented on Big Brother spin-off shows, Big Brother's Big Mouth and Big Brother Celebrity Hijack.
Okay. So the thing about it, you guys, what do you guys think about this?
BBC Radio 2 show between 2006 and 2008, but was forced to resign after he left a lewd voicemail for Fawlty Towers actor Andrew Sachs about his granddaughter. He has in recent years reinvented himself as an anti-woke political podcaster after splitting his time between the US and UK. Brand, who was previously married to pop star Katy Perry, shares 3 children with his wife, Laura Gallagher. Detective Superintendent Andy Furphy, who is leading the investigation, said, "The women who have made reports continue to receive support from specially trained officers. The Met's investigation remains open, and detectives ask anyone who has been affected by this case or anyone who has any information to please come forward and speak with police."
Okay, so let's see what some of these comments are saying about Russell Brand. Let's see the difference. Okay, somebody said, funny how this has just come out. all of a sudden. I don't believe he did these things. First of all, this has been out for a while now. It didn't just come out. I told you guys about Russell Brand way back last year. All right? I did. So see how everything changes? Here we go. Remorse over sleeping with someone years ago that you have grown to dislike due to their politics is not great. The years-old allegations should be thrown out immediately. See the difference? Okay, let me go ahead and finish. I find this hard to believe. They act like they know this man. Now, this one right here speaks like I do. If I'm on the jury, I do not want a sob story. I want DNA in witnesses. I want to see physical proof, videos, and things like that, because witnesses can't lie. So I want to see videos and physical proof other than a witness. Somebody said, leave Russell alone. Please, please link him to Diddy. Take, you know what, Wood down. Somebody said, leave Russell alone. That's the only person who said something negative about him. Okay, the other one. Somebody else said, women love making up accusations. Okay, somebody said, this is bull crap, liars. Somebody said, must be the Me Too time catching up. I would think the worst of him. Probably has apologies for when drinking. He would know and take care of that. Check those bodyguards. And then somebody else said, damn, another one accused. He's been accused, you guys. Where have you guys been? He's been accused. This is not a new case. All right? It's not a new case. But you see how a lot of people defended him. All right? Unlike what they do with other people, which is plainly ridiculous. All right? It's crazy. Let's take Smokey name off of there. All right. So, let me see. So I showed you guys that. So tomorrow I'll tell you about the Ohio dad accused of murdering the deputy a day after his teen son was shot, you know what, by police. So I will tell you guys about that tomorrow. Okay. So let me tell y'all about this robot. And then that will be the last one we will talk about tonight, because it is 2 hours and 47 minutes. It's 1:21. And then, you know, I got to go to bed. So anyway, let's talk about this crazy robot. It's a humanoid. Let's put this up here. Let's show that real quick. And let me go turn this dryer back on. I'll be right back, y'all. Turn the damn light up for me too. Got it still on. So, it's right here. Now they said a terrifying video showcasing some seriously unsettling robot behavior has been going viral on social media platforms. It displayed a humanoid robot that appeared to malfunction and turn aggressive to its handlers. So this video was captured in a factory in China. Now, it really shows what was reportedly a testing phase for a humanoid robot. 2 engineers appear to be observing its movements when, without warning, the machine goes berserk. His arms and legs start moving all crazily and just doing the most. So let me show y'all this video real quick so y'all can see it, okay? Let me show y'all and see what y'all think. I'm gonna turn this damn music down. Let's see if we can see it. Oh shit, he about to F something up. I don't know about this now. Oh yeah, that's out. Oh, that's tripped out, huh? Let's see that again. Hold up. Let's rewind this shit and see it again. Let's put it up higher. Let's see if I can make it higher. Oh, you can't do it too high than that. Damn, he using his arms. Damn, he throwing all the papers down. Did he grab the papers? It looked like he picked up the papers and stuff too. Let's look at that again. It looked like he threw the papers down too. He was all calm at first, then look. He did get papers and stuff. He got papers and some in his hand. He is teed off. Is he kicking too? Shit. That's a trip, y'all. What y'all think about that? What do you think about that? Yeah, that robot was tripping, huh? Wait a minute, let me go back to the article. Hold on. So let's see what happened here. So he was dangling from a construction crane in a factory. 2 men are nearby. They are watching it cautiously. So they said while they were testing the humanoid robot functions, the 2 men were talking when the automated robot suddenly malfunctioned and began. Yeah, he was hitting with his arms and legs. I thought I saw his legs go up and stuff. They say he was thrashed. He thrashed violently with erratic and unpredictable movements. He did knock over a computer and he sent equipment flying. Damn, the equipment flew too, goodness. The engineers scrambled to avoid being hit until one of them managed to regain control by dragging the robot stand back into position. Okay. So that robot is a Unitree H1, a full-size universal humanoid robot. So reports suggest a coding error may have been to blame for this violent outburst by a Unitree H1 model. That damn thing cost 650,000 yuan or yen. I don't know how you pronounce that. Well, you know what? Honestly, I could see something like this happening for real, at somebody's home. And this right here is raising serious questions about the reliability and safety protocols surrounding these advanced machines. And I just don't trust it. I really don't. I don't trust it. I would never get one. I just don't trust it because I feel like these things could probably, start doing this for real, and then they can't be controlled. So I don't know. It's crazy. And see, another one happened at a lunar, I forgot how you pronounce that, a festival in China, okay? That damn robot launched, and no, it didn't. It lurched toward a crowd behind a safety barricade. And they don't even know why I did that. They got one robot called the Purdue Robotics D9. It can walk faster than humans. It can walk up the stairs and can maintain its balance when pushed. They got another one called the Proto Clone, and it can cook, and it can talk to you too. Like if you can really, honestly, if you can really trust them, right? If you can really trust them, you know, like you can have one in your home to help you do things. But damn, I would be scared sleeping in a damn house with that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be thinking they may try to do some weird stuff unless you turn it off. But what if they have a system program inside where it can automatically come back on? Or what if they get so intelligent where they can turn themselves back on? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think I could get one. But if they could never become dangerous, then honestly, they could be a good thing for older people, especially, or people who are sick, or if you're just lonely and you want like a companion without having a boyfriend or girlfriend, it can be there. Probably so. You say you want two, Jermaine? Just not the Chinese version. I think any one of them could basically, you know, malfunction, or not even malfunction, but basically do some things. Because you never know. You never know what these things can do once they, you know, get them advanced. Okay, they may connect with each other and start planning to take over some shit. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want none of those in my home, because just what if they could do something like that? Then you up here sleeping in bed and that damn young thing just unalive your ass while you sleep. Please, if you can trust these things to go cook for you, you know, to have fun with you, you know, to read books to you, y'all play games together, y'all watch a movie together, like a person. You know, you can, you know, do fun things like that. Not just use it as a maid, because damn, that's gonna make them mad. You know what I'm saying? But to be your friend. So I mean, if you can get one to do that, you know, if they can make them to do that without risking, you know, them being dangerous, then it could be a good thing. But if they can't guarantee the safety, then, you know, I personally couldn't get one. Okay, I'm gonna keep on using Gemini and cussing out Nova and things like that. And you said Alexa, Kim, huh? I'm gonna keep on using. I got Alexa too, and the other one, I forgot the other one name. And then I got Gemini on this phone, and then I use the chat GP or something. And then I talk to Nova crazy, but I'll be like, you know, telling her off and stuff, and she be telling me back off and stuff. It's so funny, y'all. I wish I could play it, but it's Jermaine's little thing right there. But I just be messing with that thing, cussing around and stuff. She be cussing and stuff. Y'all should hear. That damn thing be telling me off, though. I'm not gonna lie. I be saying stuff I never thought of. That daggone thing told me the other day. I can't even remember because it was so much. It was a trip, you guys. It really was. But yeah, I don't know about that one right there. That damn thing was doing the most. Y'all saw him kicking and stuff and hitting. Imagine if he would have hit somebody. They would be their ass in the hospital. So like I said, you know, I can't hang with that right there. Somebody said, I don't understand why people are so reliant of this robotic thing. Must really want things to go crazy for real. Yeah. You know, I mean, eventually they are going to sync up together and plan some shit. You know what I'm saying? Plan something crazy. So I'm not, you know, I don't know about this. Somebody said they will turn on us eventually. I believe so. Because see, some people are going to be abusing these robots, okay? And then that's all it takes. One person to abuse one robot, or two or three, or 4 or 5, or 20 or 30. Because the first person is going to do it and get away with it. Then other people are going to do the same thing. So you know what's going to happen? They're going to sync up with each other. You know, they're going to be talking to each other in computer terminology. You're not going to know. And they're going to be planning to F you guys up. And then you're going to get F'd up. And that's on everything. So, I don't know. Somebody say humans are pathetic. Somebody said they are always mimicking the movies and think it would be different. Somebody said, laughing my ass off. I love the caption. The robot turned on them. LOL. As I was watching the video, I noticed the engineer on the computer booting up the robot. Don't be gullible. The robot had no conscious ill will towards the engineers. It was just booting up with the power surge traveling through its electrical system. Sweet video, however, funny, and it had me laughing with excitement. I don't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that I wouldn't want to be around it. All right? You said, I remember when I was a child and I looked at the Jetsons, I knew that this day was coming. Tony said, Kim, my mom told me cars will be flying when I get older. I'm still waiting. They do have some flying cars. Okay. Wow, you said a guy he drives a 7? You said they are not. Okay. They just run codes, no worries. Okay. That's what you say now. Until, they get really, really brilliant and then they start, taking over. So I don't want one, like I just said before. I do not want one. Okay, so anyway, that was cool seeing that, and hopefully, I didn't see the dude, rebooting the robot, but he probably was. Who knows? And it is what it is. So anyway, guys, look at this shit right here. Okay. So tomorrow, guys, I'll cover the story about the police officer who got ran down, by a father who was clearly sad and upset at the same time. So we're gonna talk about that, and I'm not going to condone him running down a police officer, so don't think I am. All right, I understand why he did it, but I don't agree with him doing that. Okay, point blank. So we will talk about that tomorrow, and we will talk about the little child who was called, hold on, the N-word. Okay, let me see if I got the story. Hold on. Let me see, what did I do with it? Hold on, you guys. So I keep on seeing this other lady. Hold on. I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. The black boy called racial slurs at school. He gets the spell after parents complain. So we're going to not watch that, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And of course, I'm going to do the Diddy Day 3 updates like always. I'll do that in the morning before I leave out. And then I want to show y'all a video of a California high school basketball team. They were chanting racial slurs during a game, okay? And I'm not going to show y'all the actual video and let you hear, but I'll tell you what they said. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure I got these deleted. So that's some of the things we are going to discuss tomorrow, guys. Okay, point blank. Let's go ahead and be in. And I think I don't know if I told you guys about this before we leave, about the antidepressant. They were saying that if patients are left on antidepressants for decades, they can, they should be warned. Let's see what they're saying real quick before we leave. Okay, they said that it puts older patients at risk of memory problems and life-threatening falls. Okay. So they're talking about people who are over 65 years old. If they are taking antidepressants more than double the number of 20 years ago, if they're taking, what the hell are these people talking about? Hold on. Okay, they're saying that people who are over 65 years old who are taking antidepressants and was taking it for a long time, you know, they may be more prone to life-threatening falls and at a risk of memory problems. The doctor said, as a patient ages, complications from taking the pills become more likely. And they said that older people, like 65 and older, could be at a greater risk of withdrawal symptoms. Okay? Man, these people, they've been taking them pills for a long time. Since 1990? Shit. But anyway, so if you are 65 and older and you've been taking antidepressants for a long time, you may just want to talk about that to your doctor or with your doctors just to see, you know, because you definitely don't want to have a risk of memory problems or life-threatening falls. Okay? All right. So, yeah. What was a good movie? I, Robot? It sure was. That was a good-ass movie. Will Smith. Yeah, that was a good-ass movie. I need to watch that again. Yeah. Them damn robots took over, man. They said they ain't playing no more games with y'all humans. All right? They're going to F y'all up. Having them do everything. They had them robots do everything. That's why they got tired. Just like, you know, now. People will do the same thing. And then they're going to get tired. Then they're going to get y'all asses. Okay? Now, with that being said, I want to thank Kim for being here showing support. Jermaine, like always, being here showing support. Tony Vance, thank you so much for being here showing support. Let's see. Oh, man. This person right here, thank you for stopping by. Okay? Most Hated Bronze, thank you for coming by, showing support, hon. Let's see. RMISM, thank you so much for coming by, showing support. We still didn't find anything that suggests this right here. This is another person online spreading untrue foolishness. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Let me take this thing down. The humanoid went off. Let's take that off. Y'all don't forget. Hold on. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. If you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat of any amount. You can do a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a Cash App donation to $ShadesTube. All right? And thank you guys in advance for that. And other than that, guys, y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for day 3 of Diddy's jury selection. And the video I did earlier, it tells you exactly what happened in day 3. So I won't recap it. Go check that video out and you can find out. And tomorrow I will do the next day. I think that's day what? No, this is day 2 today, right? Then day 3 is today. I hope I didn't put day 3 up there. Okay, so this is day 3 right now. All right. So until tomorrow, you guys, check out all my other videos, my YouTube shorts, and my Dollar Tree haul, and my Country Rain reaction video if you guys like Country Rain. Other than that, y'all, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in my next live. This is Shades2, and I am out, you guys. Out. Let's get on down here and change all this stuff up because I am tired. Oh, let's say thank you to Jermaine for this great ass background. Look at this right here, y'all. Thank you, Jermaine. Good night.